Here's how to ensure your child has the ability to get whatever they want out of life. If you've ever heard of The Secret or the Law of Attraction or any of those sorts of things, you probably heard about it when you were a bit older and you wished that you had heard about it when you were much younger, because wouldn't your life be much better if it were the case that you could know all this information as a young child? Man, how much different would your life be? And so, best not to make that same mistake twice. The next best thing is share that with your children. A lot of people have this idea that if their child is happy, then that's enough. But is it really? Think about it. If your child is happy, that's great, but they also need an environment in which they can grow. Because if you had a childhood that you were very happy with, but you were an adult who knew nothing, that might be a little bit frustrating because you wouldn't be well prepared to get what you want out of life. And so you'd be impeded by your lack of knowledge. And that's not to say you can't learn things as an adult, but we all know it's much easier for a child. If a child goes to learn a second language, it's way easier than an adult trying to learn a new language. And so what we kind of know this, and so that's why we put our kids in school so that they can learn some things so that they'll, okay, they can function in society. But really, that's the whole thing, is that they need to understand everything around them. They need to understand on a much greater level. The elite know this, and that's why we see a lot of who our society calls elite today with a lot of knowledge and information. Think about Bill Gates or Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg or any of these big tech giants. They have a lot of education and information at their mental fingertips. They're able to do a lot and able to understand a lot. And they all share a very similar story, that they were all great readers as children. But hear me out. Understanding the world around you is the whole thing. We live in a physical universe, a real physical universe that is based on real physical reality. And it's governed by real physical laws. We can see the effects of these physical laws. And so if you have an understanding of these laws, if you really want to get the most out of this life, then understanding these laws and working with them in your favor is gonna have a huge advantage to you. This is what children are trying to do inherently. When they come into this world, they're trying to learn literally everything they can about it, as much as they possibly can. But oftentimes their environment is lacking. And it's not just the location, but the education that they're exposed to. And oftentimes our craftsmanship is shoddy. We're not diligent with our craftsmanship. It's like every child is a giant math function with millions of variables of how they'll determine and understand the things around them and what actions they'll take. But no one goes and checks the math. Or you can think of it like a giant computer and you're the programmer, but you never actually test to see if that program is running properly. And then even when there is an error, a lot of people don't know how to correct it. The more a child understands actual physical reality without pessimism or their parents' emotional biases, the better chance they have at actually getting what it is that they want out of life. The challenge is you have to start young. And it's a lot sooner than you might think, because a child's already building their foundation for how they're going to understand everything around them. And in infancy, because a child is building their foundation of how they're going to understand everything around them in infancy, and it's already being influenced by their parents' biases. So to be clear, the secret is actually complete understanding of everything around them. And I know that sounds like a daunting task, but it's actually really simple. It's way simpler than you might think. And here's the challenging part: removing all your personal emotional biases that would inhibit their growth and understanding. What does it look like to remove emotional biases? It means you're not saying to your kid, stop, you're being annoying, whenever they're asking you for something, but rather you're supporting them to actually get what it is that they want in a way that's effective. This is what I help parents and children and anyone looking to have children. The result is you get a massively intelligent child who understands the world around them, really. Below, you'll see some videos linked of some kids who are really good at getting what they want out of life. You'll see they'll be able to do really complex math problems, reading way beyond their years, and the way that they communicate is so persuasive and so effective that there's no question that they're going to be able to get what they want out of life. If you have kids and you want them to be able to get whatever it is that they want out of life, but you have some doubts, you have some questions, just send me a message in the link in the description and just write support. And I know exactly what you mean. I will support you with understanding how to help your kids to get whatever it is that they want out of life.